Hello, Nadeem sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. So should we start?
Yeah, we can, ma'am.
Yeah, because the around participants are still joining, so we can rather wasting time, we can start.
Absolutely.
Yeah. On behalf of management, principal, teaching, and non-teaching staff, I would like to heartily welcome Nadeem Kazi sir, a motivational and inspirational speaker. As Nadeem sir is one of the great writer, we can say, and he is today the topic what he have been taken a true teacher, a true beacon of inspiration for the incredible individuals who continue to inspire and uplift us. A heartily welcome to all as we celebrate the true architecture of a future. And I heartily welcome all the dear teachers who are the inspiring and guiding light to us. Once again, I heartily welcome Nadeem Kazi sir and request Aishwarya Shinde ma'am to please introduce Nadeem Kazi sir.
Good afternoon, all of you. I am Aishwarya Shinde. It's my immense pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Nadeem Kazi sir. Mr. Nadeem Kazi sir is one of India's most effective and influencing motivational speakers. He is an author of best-selling self-help book Unleash the Unstoppable. Nadeem Kazi sir has coached Indian Army, Audi, Porsche, Dell, Lamborghini, Volkswagen, Skoda, John Deere, Reliance Energy, Government of Maharashtra, FIAT, Reliance Jio, University of Pune, AFMC, Reliance Retail, and many other renowned corporates and institutes. By now, he has conducted more than 900 seminars and has trained more than 135,000 people from plus 70 countries. He is a three-time gold medalist science postgraduate awarded by Governor of Maharashtra, and he is also holds an MBA Human Resource Development with a first rank in his specialization from Pune University. I am requesting Nadeem Kazi sir to please start his session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. A very good afternoon to everyone. I am truly excited and I would like to congratulate all the faculties who are here for this program, and especially the faculties of Institute of Pharmacy for taking this initiative, because I believe it is one of the very important things that we keep going through our learnings, because we are, I believe, so busy teaching that it becomes very difficult for us to take out time and go through such programs. But it's a very nice initiative, and I'm truly excited to be here, because I want to be, if I were to be honest, imagine, when a teacher teaches a student and he makes an impact. And I believe, we have so many people in the room who are making impact in the lives of students every single day. And I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much, ma'am, for inviting me to speak. I would like to start with a quick story. There was one very famous professor, and he was retiring. And when he was retiring, um, he was asked, "Sir, you were such a famous professor. Everyone used to love you. What exactly you taught that everyone used to love you so much?" And he said, "I did not teach anything. The only thing that I did was I constantly kept learning." And I mean, that gave me inspiration that we must all, constantly learn and upgrade our game all the time. I'm reminded of another quick incident and anecdote from my life when I enrolled for my PhD. Okay, and the professor who had come to teach us there, okay, for the coursework. So he was the professor. He was not only teaching in one institute here, but he was associated with a lot of universities abroad. And I said, "Oh my goodness, I never thought about it." I never thought that big. In front of me, I had a professor who was not only teaching me about research and how do you conduct research, but he was teaching me to think big about my profession itself. Isn't that a great thing to meet such people around? And I am truly excited. I am sure I'm going to learn a lot from you guys. One humble request to everyone. I would like to have your participation. You can type in the chat box wherever you feel appropriate, and because I'm going to ask you questions, because I'm a speaker who I mean, I don't do online stuff. I prefer doing something offline because then there's good interaction. I'll request everyone to, share their inputs in the chat box. If you like something, if I ask you a question, please do answer. Take your time out. Invest this 1 hour, and I promise you this on this that this 1 hour is going to be one of the best hours of your life. You will surely go back with a lot of insights and good learnings. Yeah. And ma'am, if they're allowed, can they put switch the videos on, because instead of just looking at the blank windows, it will be very nice if I could see everyone's face at least. Yeah, that will be good. Um, yeah, I can see 49 people right in front of me, at the 80 people in the room. Okay, that's good. It will be very nice if you could switch on your camera, ma'am. If you could give them the permission to switch on the videos, that will be good, so that I can see everyone, because it's always good
Permission
to
is
see
given,
people
sir.
in front. Thank you so much,
Permission is
ma'am.
granted.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. So let's get our session started, okay? So I said this is going to be one of the best 1 hours of your life. And we are going to explore something nice today. So as I start my session, okay, I am reminded of a very beautiful quote that I happened to read few years back, and it said, "A good system can change something. A good system can change something, but a good teacher can change everything." And how amazing is that quote? How incredible is that quote? That tells us how important a teacher is in life of every student. I'm sharing my screen, and if you're able to see the screen, please confirm, type yes in the chat box if you could see it. Yeah. Can you see the screen? Anyone? Can you please confirm? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So here's our topic for the day: teacher, a true beacon of inspiration. And when ma'am asked me, Nadeem, what is going to be the topic of your session? And I said, let me give some thought on this. And I actually thought over it for a day. And I said, if I'm gonna, speak to the faculties, I said, this has to be the topic, right? Because we got to think big with what we are doing, right? So that's the quote I started with. A good system can change something, but a good teacher can change everything. That is really amazing. Okay, by the way, what's the expression that you all see here? You can type it in the chat box. What's the expression that you guys see?
Happy.
Happy. That's nice. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your participation. What do you see on the screen? What you just saw on the screen? Yeah. Was I mean, you can type it in the chat box. I can read it from there. I'll request everyone. Yeah, happy face with struggle. Okay, that's good. Smile, happy. Okay, that's right. Thank you so much, Tasleem ma'am. Thank you so much, Aisha ma'am, and thank you so much, Gavde sir or ma'am. I mean, you can't figure out, but yeah, thank you so much for your input in the chat box. And when you mentioned that we can see happy face there, you know what? I usually take a smiley ball in my training session and throw across the people, and I asked people, what's the expression on it? And people say, it's smile. I said, yes, it's smile. You know what? There was a research done and they found something incredibly amazing. A child smiles 400 to 500 times in a day. Look at these numbers. A child smiles 400 to 500 times in a day. And guess how many times an adult smiles? Make a guess. You know what was the number? Less than 4 to 5 times in a day. Right. And then I look back at life. Have we grown up, or have we grown up to become a sad face in life? And I would like to start with a beautiful poetry that Mr. Harivansh Rai Bachchan has written. And he goes on to say, I'm going to say Arze, you can say Irshad, you can unmute yourself and speak maybe. Yeah, that will be very nice. Arze, एक
Irshad,
वक्त
sir.
था, थैंक यू सो मच, एक वक्त था जब हंसकर उठा करते थे हम, एक वक्त था जब हंसकर उठा करते थे हम, और आज बिन मुस्कुराए ही शाम हो जाती है. And in words of Nadeem, I
Wow,
would like
wow.
to say, thank you so much, sir. In words of Nadeem, I would like to say, अगर आपके पास दुनिया की हर एक चीज है, और अगर आपके चेहरे पे वो छोटी सी मुस्कुराहट नहीं है ना, अगर आपके पास दुनिया की हर एक चीज है और अगर आपके चेहरे पे वो छोटी सी मुस्कुराहट नहीं है ना, तो आपके पास कुछ भी नहीं है। और अगर आपके चेहरे पे वो छोटी सी मुस्कुराहट है तो आपके पास सब कुछ है। इट इज सिंपल एज दैट। So you got to start with a smile, and you would be wondering why that, Nadeem. And what I want you to do is there are a few people who have put the videos on, and I would like to thank them. I can see Dr. Narendra sir. He has put the camera on. Thank you so much, sir. I can see you on the camera. Yeah. So I mean, if you find people around on the cameras, and if they're not smiling, look around, and I want you to give your smile to them. Just see. I mean, just see the magic that it can create for all of us. Yeah, because what actually happens is life is pretty much like a mirror. If you smile at it, it smiles back at you, right? A lot of times we don't even take out time and put a smile on our face. We're so busy. And I said, what's the point of achieving everything in life if you're going to have that sad face? अर्ज है, माना कि मंजिल तक पहुंचना जरूरी है, माना कि मंजिल तक पहुंचना जरूरी है, लेकिन अगर जिंदगी के सफर का मजा नहीं लिया, लेकिन अगर जिंदगी के सफर का मजा नहीं लिया तो जिंदगी की हर एक जीत अधूरी है.
Wow, wow,
That
wow.
is, thank you so much, ma'am. So that is what it is. I mean, you got to have that smile on face. And why am I coming back to this? What energy you carry? That is very important as a professor. There was a beautiful research paper. I'm sure you might have read about it. If not, I would recommend that you read about this research. There's a research paper called as Primal Leadership. I am typing that in the chat box, primal leadership. And this research paper is published by Harvard Business Review. Okay. And they did a research for many, many years, and they found out that the energy with which a leader walks into the office impacts everybody in the office. And that holds true for all our teachers as well. The energy with which you walk in to the classroom affects everybody in the room. You walk in with a smile, everybody. I mean, the moment you say good morning class, and you have the smile and energy on your face, that is what people are going to give you back. Yes or no? That is very, very important, that you got to enter your class with the smile. And that is why I chose the topic, a teacher through beacon of inspiration. Okay, so as we start, what I want you to do is I have a quick question for all of you. And the question is up on the screen for you. Here is the question for you. For how many years you teach? If you have one particular batch, okay, for how many years do you teach them? Yep. Anyone? You can type it in the chat box. How many years do you teach? Okay. Rashtriya man has said 5 years, 2 years. No, I'm not asking for from how many years you're teaching. If you have one particular batch, how many years do you teach them? Maybe you have a program. If it's a diploma, it's going to be 2 years. If it's a graduation, it's going to be 3 years, right? Uh, so yeah, it's another post graduation of 2 years. If somebody is doing a PhD, another 3 years. Yeah. So one,
So
two.
I'm
So
teaching
everybody is
since
writing
30
good.
years.
Yes, sir. I know that you're teaching from 30 years, but I'm saying if you have one particular batch that walks into your college, for how many years do you teach that one particular batch? And the answer could be the course duration, which is 2 years or 3 years, right?
Yeah, 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 right.
Okay. Now my
But it could
second
be
question to all of you.
lifelong, sir. Whatever we are teaching, they're
Yeah,
going to take
yes.
throughout their life.
Yes, yes, Taslim, ma'am, I'm coming back to that. I mean, hold your horses. I mean, you're getting onto my next point, and my next point is what exactly ma'am was saying. I mean, for how many years your impact is. That is what Taslim ma'am was saying, and she was saying that your impact is forever. Yes or no? Even though you for 2 years, but you touch their lives forever. And when I was once doing a faculty development programs for Indira School of Business Management, and I asked the same question to them, for how many years do you teach a particular batch of students? And they said 2 years. And then I asked them the second question, for how many years do you think your impact is? And maybe, that will just get your brain ticking that your impact is going to be forever. Your impact is going to be forever. So what you do in those 2 years with them or 3 years with them, that is going to have a huge impact on their life. right? And that is why I am naming this session as a teacher, a true beacon of inspiration, because I believe इसके अलावा कोई और प्रोफेशन ऐसा है नहीं जिसका इतना इम्पैक्ट किसी के और के लाइफ पे हो सकता है. um, मेरे एक फेवरेट मेंटर है, जिनकी कई किताबें मैंने पढ़ी है, कुछ 13-14 बुक्स उनकी मेरे पास मेरे लाइब्रेरी में है. And he is considered to be one of India's most beloved presidents. Okay, and I want to show you his video. He was once asked by a student, "Sir, you have been an inspiration for all of us. Who is your inspiration?" And I want you to hear what Dr. Kalam answered then. Here's the video for you.
But it is not audible. Not audible, sir.
Sir, it's not audible.
Yeah, the voice is not clear. Okay, but the point I'm trying to make is, I mean, the online stuff is going to be like that. So sorry, Venkatesh sir. But Dr. Kalam was asked a very simple question. You have been an inspiration to many of us. Who has been your inspiration? And Dr. Kalam goes on. I have, by the way, I happened to read the story in one of his books, and he said one fine day our teacher came along and he was teaching us about how the birds fly and physics. And that day he decided that he's gonna become a pilot, or he's going to become a scientist. I believe that is what a teacher's impact is. Okay, and I'm sure you have had teachers like this who have inspired you, who have told you something years back, but it's there in back of your memory as if it happened yesterday, right? Like some of my teachers have given me some of very good compliments which I cherish, which I remember till now. What I want you to do is look back at your life and please type something in the chat box that your teacher has told you years back and appreciated you, inspired you years back. What is their one line that you still recall in your mind whenever challenge comes, you think about it? um, yeah, please type that in the chat box so that we can have that conversation, we can learn from each other. What was that one comment that you remember from your teacher, that the words of inspiration that you remember? Can you please type that? Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you please type in the chat box? Everyone, please participate. I'll encourage that. I'll be happy if you participate. What is that one line you remember, your teacher said that this is what is important for me? Anyone? We have 120 teachers. Come on, faculties. If you're not going to participate, what's going to happen? You can't expect your students to participate tomorrow. Please participate. Humble request. Because how many of you want this to be a great session? I believe everyone. How many of you want this to be a boring session, just a time pass? You switch the video on, mark the attendance, and leave. Yeah. I believe no one wants to do that. So please participate. Please type in the chat box and answer. So I can see Professor Gavdi had written, जब तुम खुद टीचर बनोगे तब तुम्हें समझ आएगा. हाँ सर, मुझे समझ आ रहा है. My teacher once said, or yes. What else do you remember? So what I want you to do right now is think of your um, primary school teacher, and I want you to from your primary school teachers to the teachers who have impacted your life. And here's a poetry that I want to present and to all of you. एक बार उन टीचर्स को याद करते हैं जिन्हें हम यादों की महफिल में बहुत पीछे छोड़ आए हैं. एक बार उन टीचर्स को याद करते हैं जिन्हें हम यादों की महफिल में बहुत पीछे छोड़ आए हैं. वो टीचर्स जिन्होंने स्कूल में पहली बार रोते हुए आए हुए उस बच्चे को हंसना सिखाया होगा. वो टीचर्स जिन्होंने स्कूल में रोते हुए आए हुए, जो पहली बार आया हुआ बच्चा होता है रोता हुआ आता है, राइट, उसको हंसना सिखाया होगा। इन किताबों की सवारी में बिठाकर, इन किताबों की सवारी में बिठाकर दुनिया का सफर कराया होगा। जिन्होंने कभी हाथ पकड़कर ए बी सी लिखना सिखाया होगा। जिन्होंने कभी आने वाला वक्त आसमान में उड़ने का होगा ये कहकर हौसला बढ़ाया होगा। जिन्होंने कभी तुम चमकोगे, तुम कुछ खास बनोगे ये बताकर एक मामूली से बच्चे में कल का सितारा देखा होगा। बड़ा सोच कर हमें ऊपर वाले ने इनसे मिलाया होगा। And that is the poetry dedicated to all the teachers here in the room today. And that is the poetry that is dedicated to all my teachers. Because when I was mentioning about the ABC, when I was mentioning about, uh, you know, तुम चमकोगे, तुम कुछ खास बनोगे, ये सारी वही लाइनें हैं जो मेरी टीचर्स ने मुझे कभी बताई थी और मैं कभी नहीं भूला उन लाइनों को. And I'm actually getting emotional now because I know these people have retired by now. Maybe they are 70 plus, and I still go and connect with some of them because they have been an inspiration to me. And I am sure you are going to be an inspiration to many of students like me. Yeah. I have something up on the screen. Um, okay, I'm going to show you something up on the screen, and I want you to type in the chat box as to what you see. Okay, what you see. Quickly, please type in the chat box. I need some participation. Come on, guys. Please, everyone can type in the chat box. What's this? What is this? What do you see? I'm not asking a PhD question. Come on, come on. What do you see? Okay. Kirti ma'am has said seeds. Okay. I want more people to write. One seed is one teacher. That's a nice perspective. Tasleem ma'am is saying coffee beans. Okay. Very nice. I'll put up it up on the screen once again. Seed, please. There are 100 people in the room. At least 10 people can type. Yeah. That will be very nice. That will be encouraging for me. If I got to inspire you, got to inspire me as well, right? It's a both way. It's a win-win connection. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so I can see a lot of people are saying, yep. Okay, so there are people who are saying coffee beans, nutmeg, ashoka, coffee seeds. Okay, very nice. You know what? What has happened in the room just now? Okay, what has happened in the room just now? People have started answering to the questions, and that's very nice. You know what? The element that we just brought to the classroom or the class in the session today is called curiosity. There was a time when Dr. Kalam was once asked, okay, who is the best scientist according to you? And Dr. Kalam replied, the best scientist according to me is curiosity, right? And we have got the best scientists in the room just now, right? So there are a lot of people who are saying nutmeg seeds, coffee beans. I can see a scientific name written there. That's good. By the way, to tell you which seeds were they, one, Ashoka seeds on the sides, and the big seed was of avocado. That's okay. So those seeds. Now, another quick question to all of you. The second question, listen to this closely. Are these only seeds? You said these are seeds. Agreed. Whichever seed you identified, whatever. Now, my second question is, are these only seeds? ये सिर्फ seeds ही हैं क्या? Yes, no, type something in the chat box. Or you can unmute yourself quickly and tell and again mute yourself. Okay. Okay, they are not just seeds. Okay, then what are they? I can hear Professor Gavde saying they are not only trees. I can see Dr. Praful sir mentioning that they are fruits. Are these only seeds? And I can, okay, these are the seeds from which beautiful plants will grow. Okay, very nice. So a lot of you now know that these are not only seeds, they are more than that. Yes or no? They are not only seeds. So what are they? If they're not seeds, what are they? If they're not seeds, okay, what are they? If they're not just seeds, what are they? What are they? Think about it. Beginning of growth, that's beautiful. You know what? I am following one teaching pedagogy, which is called as Socrates method of teaching. So Socrates is considered one of the first teachers, okay, one of the most impactful teachers in the history of mankind. And his style of teaching was he used to ask questions. He never came up with a PPT, he never came up with information. Because the job of a good professor is not to give anyone information. The job of a good teacher or a professor or a trainer is to tell people how to think. And I'm making you think, and you're answering the questions. That means that's good. Good. So someone said, yeah, they are students. They are not just seeds, but they are future trees. How many of you agree with that? That's the beginning of a new future. Excellent, Chaitali ma'am. Right? So that is the beginning of the life. That's the, I mean, that's your entire potential right in front of you. My quick question to all of you is, when you look at your students in the classroom, do you look at them as seeds or do you look at them as future trees? And when you start looking at them like a future tree, you're going to treat them differently. Yes or no? You're going to have a different mindset about them, right? There's a beautiful story that AB de Villiers always goes and speak. AB de Villiers is one of the finest cricketers that we have seen in the history of cricket. And AB de Villiers was once asked, ABD, who has impacted your life the most? और एबी डिविलियर्स ने जवाब दिया था कि सबको ये लगता है कि बहुत सारे जो क्रिकेटर्स है, जैसे उनके पहले साउथ अफ्रीकन क्रिकेटर्स जो थे साउथ अफ्रीका में, जैक कालिस एंड लॉट ऑफ गुड पीपल, एंड ही सेड दे इंपैक्टेड माय करियर, बट देयर इज वन पर्सन जिन्होंने मेरे लाइफ को बहुत इम्पैक्ट किया और सब लोग उनके बारे में नहीं जानते. तो ही वाज द हाई स्कूल क्रिकेट कैप्टन, okay, who said AB de Villiers used to play at 7 number, and he said, AB de Villiers plays well, please let him play on the, please let him open the match. And that day AB de Villiers opened the match, and you know what happened? AB de Villiers scored a century. And then people started noticing who AB de Villiers was. That's how we got into the South African team. And then he plays really well. Okay. I mean, you've seen him doing wonders. So, but what if that day that captain have thought that, I don't know what David de Villiers is up to, what is his potential really like, and I don't even know what kind of opportunity I'm going to give him, right? So AB de Villiers, we wouldn't have seen AB de Villiers without that one particular captain, and we wouldn't have seen many stars today without the good teachers who found what our students are good at. Yes or no? And that is why there's this beautiful quote that I am reminded of. Okay, it takes a leader to see a tree in the seed, to see an orchard on an uncultivated land, to go beyond what people are today, and to see what they can become tomorrow. And most often, that leader is a teacher. Isn't that amazing? Right? Okay. Quickly, I want you to answer in the chat box. Okay. What do you see in this slide? Give me a quick analysis. I want everyone to type it in the chat box. If we have 120 people, at least 20-30 people should be typing it in the chat box. Come on. What do you see? What do you see? No one has typed anything in the chat box. Okay. Yeah, 2-3 people. Okay. Give me a quick analysis of what do you see? What comes to your mind when you see these numbers? Go on, go on, go on. Fast, 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 fast. Let's make it happen. Come on, come on, come on, team. Come on. Let's encourage each other. Let's encourage the speaker. Let's encourage our other batchmates by typing in the chat box. Be quick, be fast, right? Bring that energy. Come on, come on, come on. That energy is very important. Very nice. That's good. Let me see how many people have typed in the chat box. And yeah, few people have typed in the chat box. I can see, yeah, now people are typing. Yeah, that's very nice. That's a very good sign of a good class. Okay. So few people are saying Venkatesh sir said 5 is missing. Okay. Prapti ma'am said numbers. Priyanka ma'am again 5 missing. Ankita ma'am 5 missing. Madhuri ma'am 5 missing. So a lot of people are saying 5 missing, digits 5 missing, numbers 5 is missing, 5 is missing. Okay. So 5 is missing. What else? What else? And if I ask you that question, you will end up thinking 0 is missing. Yes or no? Right? If I ask you what else, you will end up saying 10 is missing. You know what? That is how psychologically all of us are trained to look at what's missing. To look at what's missing. I just gave you a random list of numbers. 10 is missing. Thank you so much, Aniruddha ma'am. Right? Aniruddha ji. Thank you so much. So, I mean, there are a lot of people who are going to find what's missing. You know what? When we were a child, we wrote an exam. Okay. when a professor is actually checking into evaluating the papers, he actually flips the pages. He gets 2-3 minutes to check the paper, right? And he doesn't have much time to read the entire essay, but he goes around and finds what's missing. It's very easy. I work in a corporate, and at the end of the year, it's the month of March. I'll be presenting my work that I have done for the entire year, and my manager is going to look at what's missing, right? Um, I mean, when you go to apply for the passport, you go at the counter A. When you go at counter A, the lady looks at all your documents, and she exactly pinpoints and tells you what's missing, right? When the barat comes in India, जब बारात आती है तो जो दूल्हे के साथ के दोस्त आए हुए होते हैं ना, वो सब अरेंजमेंट देखते हैं और झट से बोल देंगे व्हाट्स मिसिंग. उनको वक्त नहीं लगता ढूंढने में कि क्या कमी रह गई, राइट? लोग 5 स्टार में खाना खाने चले जाते हैं और फिर बोलते हैं व्हाट्स मिसिंग, क्या सही नहीं था, राइट? जब हम खुद को मिरर में देखते हैं, कई बार हम खुद को देखकर ये बोलते हैं व्हाट्स मिसिंग, राइट? एंड व्हेन वी लुक एट आवर स्टूडेंट्स आल्सो, कई बार हमको ये पता है कि ये एरिया ऑफ इंप्रूवमेंट है, लेकिन जब आपने सीड को देखा था तो आपने उसका सिर्फ पोटेंशियल देखा था, उस टाइम पे आपने उसका एरिया ऑफ इंप्रूवमेंट नहीं देखा था, राइट? सो हम ऑब्वियसली एरिया ऑफ इंप्रूवमेंट पे ध्यान जरूर देना चाहिए, लेकिन सबसे ज्यादा ध्यान देना है हमको स्ट्रेंथ पे. इंस्टेड ऑफ लुकिंग एट कि एरर कहाँ रह गया, ये फोकस कीजिए कि सही क्या कर गया. The moment you start having that mindset, because we are trained to look for faults, our brain is trained to look for faults. जैसे गलत स्पेलिंग लिख दो, सब लोग ढूंढ लेंगे कि गलत स्पेलिंग है, बट क्या सही किया है, क्या एफर्ट लगा है, that we got to appreciate. That is very, very, very important. There's something that is very important that I want to cover today. That is finding your inspiration in life. And as a faculty, all of us need to find our inspiration in life. Let's be honest, okay? I know the kind of environment that we work in, we do have a lot of challenges, right? Do you feel down when there are a lot of challenges around you? And I'm sure you're going to answer yes, right? But it would have been better if you could type it in the chat box, so we could see you on the video at least nodding, and saying something. That would have been better. Yeah, let me see if there's anyone on the screen to put the video on. There's nobody put the video on. Okay. Yeah. So there's this beautiful thought that comes to my mind. There was one fine day I was going back from my office and I was very, very demotivated. I was not knowing what my life is, going to be like. And on one side, who was I? I was a motivational speaker. And what do people say? When I say people that I do have my challenges, and then people are going to say, come on, Nadeem, you can't have challenges, you can't feel down, you're a motivational speaker, right? A lot of times people tell us that, right? So I was feeling very down. और अगर वो जो चांदनी चौक का ब्रिज है, वहां से अगर आप सनसेट देखते हो ना, बहुत ब्यूटीफुल सनसेट दिखता है वहां से, चांदनी चौक पूना में. तो मैंने उस सनसेट को देखा, द सन वाज सेटिंग, और जब सनसेट कर रहा था तो एक ब्यूटीफुल पोएट्री जैसे कोई कान में सुना बोल कर जा रहा हो, वो पोएट्री मैं आपको सुनाना चाहता हूँ. अर्ज है,
बोलना ना, इरशाद.
आप जब इरशाद बोलोगे तो मैं सुनाऊंगा. थैंक यू सो मच मैम. राइट, वो सूरज, थैंक यू सर जी. वो सूरज जो पूरी दुनिया को रोशन करता है, वो भी कभी डूबता है. वो सूरज जो पूरी दुनिया को रोशन करता है, वो भी कभी डूबता है. फिक्र न कर मेरे दोस्त, अपना वक्त आने पर सूरज फिर से उभरता है. अपना वक्त आने पर सूरज फिर से उभरता है. चाहे बादल कितने घने क्यों ना हो, मुझे सूरज जैसे फिर से चमकना है. चाहे बादल कितने घने क्यों ना हो, मुझे सूरज जैसे फिर से चमकना है. किसी और से नहीं, अपने आप से बेहतर बनना है. किसी और से नहीं, अपने आप से बेहतर बनना है. And sometimes you find inspiration in those little moments. That's why on my desktop also you have the sun rising. You might have seen that sun was rising. And that is very important in life, how you look at your life, right? How do you look at your challenge? You're going to have challenges. I'm going to have challenges. And I work in Mumbai, and I usually visit Pune on every weekend. और एक मेरे लाइफ में ऐसा पैच था लास्ट समर, जब मैंने expressway pe, you see usually beautiful views in the June July times, right? But agar abhi aap jaoge to it's only going to be brown everywhere, brown mountains, dried, everything is dried, trees have been dried. एंड मे बी मेरे लाइफ का फेज बिल्कुल वैसा ही चल रहा था जैसे वो एक्सप्रेस वे था, सूखा हुए पत्ते हैं सब जगह। मे बी मैं मेरी लाइफ को वैसे देख रहा था। और नेक्स्ट वीक जब मैं गया, फिर एक बारिश हो चुकी थी, दो बारिश हो चुकी थी, जब मैं फिर से उस एक्सप्रेस वे से वापस जा रहा था, तो मैंने रियलाइज किया कि कुछ पैचेस में ग्रीनरी आ चुकी है, राइट? और दो तीन बारिश जा चुकी थी एंड देन द एंटायर माउंटेन वाज ग्रीन वंस अगेन, सब जगह ग्रीनरी हो चुकी थी। हम सबके लाइफ में ना बिल्कुल ऐसे ही फेजेस आते हैं, चैलेंजेस आते हैं, बट एक बार की ड्राइड ग्रोथ डजंट मीन कि लाइफ खत्म हो गई। And that is what it's very important for us to realize, so that we can tell some of these anecdotes to our students also, that एक failure, एक डाउन मोमेंट आपको लाइफ में नीचे नहीं खींचता। वो इनफैक्ट आपको एक आपका कोई फेलियर आपको ये नहीं बताता कि आप जिंदगी में क्या नहीं कर सकते। आपका फेलियर आपको ये बताता है कि आप जिंदगी में क्या बेहतर कर सकते हो। एंड आई बिलीव दैट हैज बीन एन इंस्पिरेशन। आई मीन यू लुक अराउंड, आप जब जिंदगी को खुली आंखों से देखते हो तो बहुत ज्यादा इंस्पिरेशन हमको मिल सकती है। सो आई वांट यू टू फाइंड योर इंस्पिरेशन, राइट? एंड एट द सेम टाइम इंस्पायर अदर्स। there's something that I want to touch base on, and that is going to be एक चीज मैं cover करना चाहता हूँ, that is people skills for faculties, because I believe अगर एक skill को हमको master करना है, apart see you have your knowledge, thank you so much sir जी, जो आपने appreciate किया मेरे poetries को, right? कुछ people skills हमको master करनी है। By the way, these people skills we teach in corporates to the senior leaders, how to be a good leader, how to work with the team, and we teach a lot of these things in the corporate. And I realize some of my good professors were already having these skills. So सबसे पहला people skill, सबसे important वाला people skill क्या है? और वो ये है that you should remember names of your students, because we all have a basic psychological need that everyone wants to be recognized. So when you go to your classroom, I had some of my teachers who used to come in the classroom and they would say roll number 1, roll number 2, and that's how they took the attendance. And there were few people, I remember one faculty very clearly, and he said, I don't identify people with their roll numbers, I identify people with their names, right? And I am still in touch with him. The point is everyone wants to be recognized, your students want to be recognized. Even let's say when I took your name, when you were participating, when you're putting the answer in the chat box, you felt good that your name was addressed, right? So remember names of people, that's very important. Okay, a person's name is the sweetest word for him or her in any language. And I am recommending one book to all of you, which is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I'll share my presentation at the end. Okay, so this is a beautiful book. You should remember names, and you got to invest your time in knowing your people. Okay, and that's how you build rapport with your students. A lot of times we don't take that effort, sometimes we do, but you must take that effort, at least in the beginning 1 month. Get to know them, get to know what inspires them, talk to people, right? Talk to your students. So first skill is remember names. The next skill is give honest and sincere appreciation. Do you wonder why there's a dolphin at the background, in the background? Anyone? Why there's dolphin in the background? Because when they train the dolphins, they don't train dolphins by pushing them. You know what the dolphin trainers do? When the dolphin makes that adorable jump, naturally the trainer actually throws food at the dolphins. The trainer is going to appreciate the dolphin that you made that jump. He's going to clap, he's going to throw the treat. And that's how in dolphin's mind, the dolphin thinks that if I jump, I get a treat, right? Maybe if you are able to recollect, that's something called as Pavlov's experiment, right? If you're able to recollect, that was there in our science book. And that's how they train dolphins, by doing what? By appreciating the right behavior. And you know what? You have all those students, take a moment and appreciate their right behaviors. And if you start doing that, they're going to do great things. Okay. By the way, when it comes to appreciation, there's a beautiful case study. I'm sure you might have heard about it. but if not, let's talk about it. I was doing one course by IIM Ahmedabad, and I got to hear this case study there when I was doing this IIM Ahmedabad course. Okay, and the case study is like this. This is very famously called as Cobra effect. Okay, so when the Britishers were here in India, they were finding a lot of cobras in Delhi. Okay, and they decided that how do we, if finish these cobras. So there's a simple incentive that they came up with. They said, if you bring us the dead cobra, we'll reward you. We'll pay you money. Okay. And guess what started happening? When they launched this scheme, lot of people were, coming up with the dead cobras. The number had suddenly gone up. People were coming up with a lot of dead cobras, and they were taking the money away. And now when the government wanted to find out how come itne cobras the nahi, kaise ke itne cobras ho gaye, and they found something out that people were actually breeding cobras, right? तो हम क्या रिवॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, हम किस चीज को अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं, वो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. हम किस चीज को इंसेंटिवाइज कर रहे हैं, राइट? So remember this, and genuinely appreciate what is good rather than coming up with a cobra effect incentive scheme, right? There's one more thing. When you're talking to the students, I know we get caught up with the research papers, we get caught up with the syllabus, but I'll recommend you to speak about them, right? Because people are not interested in your syllabus, or people are not interested in you. People are only interested in themselves. So let's say you're teaching a topic, and can you start it with saying that how it is going to be useful for you? The moment you build that connectivity, people are going to listen to it, right? That is speak about them. There's something else that I want you to add to your sessions, and that is called as humor, right? And why I added humor, there's a reason to that. Okay. The humor is very important element in life. Sometimes humor can make a very serious moment look very easy. Now I'll give you one example. Okay, my brother works for an organization, used to work for an organization which is asking people to work for 90 hours in a week. You know the name of the company, I did not name it. Okay, so he used to work for a company which was asking people to work for 90 hours in a week, and he was really frustrated there. His manager was not treating him well. And one fine day, he can't tell me, Nadeem, I'm going to put my papers, I'm going to resign because this job is not working out for me. I tell him, okay, it's affecting your mental health. Go ahead, walk out. And two brothers now, having dinner. And I said, Arz hai. Okay. And I started telling him a beautiful share that came spontaneously. I said, परेशान क्यों होते हो गालिब, परेशान क्यों होते हो गालिब, बस नजर उठा के तो देखो, बस नजर उठा के तो देखो, हर तरफ कंस्ट्रक्शन हो रहा है. He's a civil engineer. So I wanted to tell him that क्यों परेशान हो रहे हो? So in a small word of 2 lines of poetry, I told him that you don't have to be disheartened because one job is not working out, but then you actually think that there's a world of opportunity in front of you. एक बार हम यहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग करा रहे थे, और जो ट्रेनर को हमने बुलाया था उनको ब्रेक में भी बिल्कुल बाहर कोई जाने नहीं दे रहा था. I mean, they were asking so many questions. Now I cannot go to my HODs and tell them, right, stop, let the trainer go out, have tea, coffee or something, right? So फिर मैं वापस गया with my sense of humor, और जो ग्रुप खड़ा था, I entered there and I said, माना कि आपके जख्म गहरे हैं, माना कि आपके जख्म गहरे हैं, लेकिन थोड़ी चैन की सांसें उन्हें भी लेने दीजिए. And then everyone laughed and they let the trainer go. So life में आपके पास एक अच्छा sense of humor होना बहुत जरूरी है. When I was a professor, okay, some of my fellow professors used to tell me, the senior professors, they used to tell me, Nadeem, तुम्हारे लिए ना बहुत आसान है बच्चों से connect करना. And I used to tell them, why? And they used to tell me, Nadeem, you are very young. तो मैंने उनको एक शेर सुनाया था, वो शेर आपको सुनाना चाहता हूँ. I said, मेरी जवानी पे इतना मत जलो गालिब, मेरी जवानी पे इतना मत जलो गालिब, कभी तुम भी जवां हुआ करते थे. और उधर से जवाब आया, मेरे बुढ़ापे का इतना मजाक मत उड़ाओ गालिब, कभी तुम भी बूढ़े हो जाओगे. Getting my point? Sometimes you need to have that sense of humor. Sometimes you need to have that skill to make people smile. Sometimes you need to go to a classroom, read something different, and connect back. Like I started with Harivansh Rai Bachchan, and the rest of all the poetries that you heard were written by me. So got to have that sense of humor. And then one fine day, we had our HOD. She was a North Indian lady, and she was very animative. And she was telling about the affairs that they used to have in their time. And she was like, "हमारे time पे ना तो affairs हुआ ही नहीं करते थे, राइट? कभी कभार एक आध अफेयर हो गया तो मिल गया, तो बाकी तो कोई ऐसे अफेयर वगैरह हुआ ही नहीं करता। अभी तो एवरीवन इज हैविंग एन अफेयर।" तो फिर मैंने बोला, मैम अर्ज है, वो शेर आपको भी सुनाना चाहता हूँ। वैसे तो सदियों से लोग मोहब्बत करते हैं, वैसे तो सदियों से लोग मोहब्बत करते हैं, बस सदी हमारी बदनाम है, राइट? सो आपके पास वो स्पॉन्टेनियस विट होना चाहिए टू मेक द मोमेंट्स लाइटर, टू मेक मोमेंट्स फनी। और जब वो आपके पास होगा तो स्टूडेंट्स को मजा आएगा आपकी क्लास में बैठ के। वो जो 1 घंटा आपके साथ बैठेंगे उनको लगेगा यार कहाँ टाइम निकल गया। बिकॉज जब आप लोगों को स्माइल कराते हो, जब लोग आपकी क्लास में बैठ के मुस्कुराहट मुस्कुराहट है अगर उनके चेहरे पे, दैट मीन्स उनका ब्रेन बाय डिफॉल्ट बहुत अच्छे हार्मोन सीक्रेट कर रहा है, विच इज सीक्रेटिंग एंडोर्फिन्स, right? And I'm sure you know about this since everyone is into pharma. So that is very important. Yes. Or I spoke about humor. I also want to speak on one more element of being a good teacher, and that is about giving the credit. अगर आप स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं तो पीछे माउंट एवरेस्ट का फोटो है, और सामने वो दो लोग हैं जिन्होंने माउंट एवरेस्ट सबसे पहले सबमिट किया था। शेरपा एडमिंट, एक शेरपा टेंजिंग नॉर्गे हैं, और जो टॉल गाय दैट यू सी इज द एडमिंट हिलरी। ओके। और बहुत पर्पसफुली मैंने ये स्टोरी या ये पिक्चर यहाँ पे डाला है। उसके पीछे रीजन ये है कि इन दोनों ने माउंट एवरेस्ट समिट करने वाले सबसे पहले दो लोग ये थे, राइट? और जब इन्होंने माउंट एवरेस्ट समिट करके जब ये लोग नीचे आए, इस दुनिया को ना बड़ी रेस लगी है ये लिखने में कि पहला कौन था, फर्स्ट फीमेल आईपीएस ऑफिसर, फर्स्ट पर्सन टू एंटर, फर्स्ट पर्सन टू लैंड ऑन द मून। और हमको ये सब याद है, बाय हार्ट है, राइट? सो दुनिया को ये भी लिखना था कि दुनिया के सबसे हाईएस्ट पॉइंट पे चढ़ने वाला इंसान कौन था। और ये दोनों को जब अगर आप इस पे इंटरनेट पे जाके आज भी ढूंढ ले, फर्स्ट पर्सन टू बी ऑन द टॉप ऑफ द एवरेस्ट, दोनों नाम साथ में आएंगे। कई बार मीडिया ने जाके इनको पूछा कि आप दोनों साथ में सबमिट किए हो, मानते हैं आप बोल रहे हो तो, लेकिन कोई तो पहले गया होगा ना दोनों में से। एंड यू नो व्हाट, उन दोनों ने कभी किसी को ये नहीं बताया कि दोनों में से पहले कौन गया था। और जब बहुत ही लोग प्रोब करना स्टार्ट किए तो शेरपा ने जवाब दिया था कि इट वाज सर एडमंड हिलरी जो पहले सबमिट कर गए थे मेरे। बट सर एडमंड हिलरी ने अपनी पूरी लाइफ में कभी ये नहीं बोला कि मैं माउंट एवरेस्ट पे चढ़ने वाला पहला इंसान हूं और शेरपा सेकंड है, ये उन्होंने कभी नहीं बोला। आई गेस दैट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल लेसन फॉर एवरीवन, not only as a teacher but as a human being, to give credit instead of seeking credit. ये दुनिया कैसी है, you see the corporate jobs today, you see any office today, लोग इतना सा काम करते हैं उसका माउंट एवरेस्ट करते हैं, है ना? और इन्होंने माउंट एवरेस्ट सबमिट किया लेकिन एक दूसरे का क्रेडिट नहीं लिया, दे सेड वी डिड इट टुगेदर। सो एक वो जो एलिमेंट है, गिविंग क्रेडिट, दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। एंड द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ माय सेशन, okay, we come to the last part of my session, and that last skill is make a difference. Okay, and when I'm saying make a difference, what I want you to actually think in your minds right now. Okay, I'm done with my presentation, but when I'm saying make a difference, what am I speaking of? Okay, I am reminded of a beautiful experience from my life. I was waiting for a veterinary doctor to show up, and I had a pet dog with me, okay, whose name is Elsa. She's no more, but I was there with her waiting for the doctor to show up, and I had some water bottles with me, and I saw two children. They were picking up these used water bottles from the road, okay, and they liked Elsa because if you have a golden retriever dog, okay, you will end up liking, I mean, something that is this cute, anyone would love, would like it, okay. So these two kids, they were liking Elsa very much. So, and few moments later they come back and they pick the water bottles from everywhere. एंड व्हेन दे पिक द वाटर बॉटल्स, वहां पे कबाड़ी का एक दुकान था, उसके पास वो गए, उन्होंने सारी बॉटल्स दे दी उसको, 4-5 बॉटल्स थी, और वो शॉप वाले ने उनके हाथ पे कॉइन रखा था। दैट्स ऑल आई कुड सी फ्रॉम डिस्टेंस। और वो झट से वहां से ग्रोसरी का शॉप था, वहां चले गए, वहां उसको पैसे दिए, एंड दे गॉट अ पार्ले बिस्किट पैकेट, ठीक है, 5 रुपए वाला पार्ले बिस्किट उनके हाथ में था। और वो पैकेट जब वो लेके वहां से निकले, दो बच्चे, ठीक है, उन्होंने अपने बिस्किट, दो भाई एक दूसरे के साथ ना बिस्किट शेयर कर रहे हैं, उसमें का छोटा भाई आता है, एल्सा को बिस्किट देकर गया, फिर बड़ा भाई आता है, फिर वो भी बिस्किट देकर गया. द पॉइंट आई एम ट्राइंग टू, आई ऑलवेज शेयर दिस स्टोरी इन माय सेशन इज दैट डे आई लर्न समथिंग वेरी ब्यूटीफुल इन माय लाइफ. अर्ज है, देने के लिए बहुत कुछ होने की जरूरी नहीं है, देने के लिए दिल बड़ा होना चाहिए. देने के लिए बहुत कुछ होने की जरूरी नहीं है, देने के लिए दिल बड़ा होना चाहिए. और हम सबकी जिंदगी में एक दिन ऐसा आएगा जिस दिन हम जितना ले रहे हैं हम उससे ज्यादा देंगे. जिस दिन हम जितना ले रहे हैं हम उससे ज्यादा देंगे. और वो दिन होगा जिस दिन हमको जो मिला हुआ होगा ना, वो हमने मांगे हुए से कई गुना ज्यादा होगा. So I want you to go ahead, think very big with your profession, because I don't know of any other profession than teaching or being a faculty that can make such a big impact on anybody's life. Okay. And जाने से पहले एक आखिरी शेर अर्ज करना चाहूंगा. और अर्ज है, अपने जिंदगी में ऐसा कुछ करो, अपने जिंदगी में ऐसा कुछ करो जो तुम्हारे यहां से जाने के बाद यहीं रह जाए. अपनी जिंदगी में ऐसा कुछ करो जो तुम्हारे यहां से जाने के बाद यहीं रह जाए. ऐसा कुछ कमाओ जो पैसे से ना खरीदा जा सके. ऐसा कुछ कमाओ जो पैसे से ना खरीदा जा सके. अपने जिंदगी को इस तरीके से जियो, अपने जिंदगी को इस तरीके से जियो जब सब कुछ यहीं छोड़ जाने का वक्त हो. जब सब कुछ यहीं छोड़ जाने का वक्त हो, आपके पास साथ ले जाने के लिए कुछ हो. आपके पास साथ ले जाने के लिए कुछ हो. Thank you so much. It has been an extremely, I'm extremely happy that I was a part of this session, and I hope you got some good ideas. We discussed some good things that are going to be of help. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am. You want to add something? Anyone you want to add something? The floor. The. It's open. Yeah.
Any questions? Anything discussions to be done by the participants? Anything you all want to ask? It's open. Unmute yourself.
You want to add something, you want to share something, you can share. Obviously, you want to ask something, the panel is open for the discussion.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Really.
Thank you so much, sir. And he's one of the only people who has kept the video on throughout the session. Dr. Narendra, sir, thank you so much. Appreciate that very much, because you all need that encouragement from each other, right? And I would say in life, we all got to synergize. Like I was pushing a lot of people. I know you might be in your institute or something, but then I was pushing, and if you put the video on, it encourages me also. I was just looking at the windows and speaking. Yeah, but it would have been really great if you guys could have put the videos on. Type more often in the chat box, because that encourages others also. Yeah. और आपके प्रेजेंस बहुत encouraging होना चाहिए. आप जिस रूम में जाओ वहां पे एनर्जी बन के जाना चाहिए, राइट? थैंक यू सो मच सर. थैंक यू सो मच मैम.
Anyone's having any question? Okay, sir. On behalf of management, teachers, and non-teaching staff, I take this opportunity to express a heartfelt gratitude to Nadeem Kazi, sir, for his inspiring and thought-provoking session. Your words have ignited a spark within us, reminding us the power of perseverance, knowledge, and self-belief. Your motivational insight will surely leave a lasting impact on all of us, encouraging us to strive for excellence in all that we do. We deeply appreciate your time, wisdom, and the energy you shared with us today. Thank you once again for being a beacon of inspiration. We look forward to have much session in future with you, sir. And the presentation was so awesome, sir. With each presentation was picturesque, and each word as such credit like it was very good. Had to gather hands, and whatever, it was really good where we can just have an impact on the student, and each and every line said by you was so good that we can apply and we can think that about the things you told, that we should tell the student about their name. It's something different where student will feel special that teacher has remembered the name of the student. So I think it's really very small things what you have taught in the entire session. It's really very helpful for all of us to apply in our classroom, and it was really having a positive approach for today's session. Thank you once again, sir. And truly, last but not the least, I will say one word, that you are truly a motivational speaker for all of us. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was an absolute joy and privilege to be here amongst all of you. Thank you so much, and I wish you all congratulations and wish you all the best also. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Kindly fill the feedback form, all the participant, and we'll see you on the next. Thank you so much.